Howdy folks, and welcome back to Cyberpunk 2077. So, we're at a bit of a loose end at the moment, just waiting for things to develop, but you might recall in the last episode, Judy mentioned that she'd received a phone call from somebody looking for the services of a braindance specialist, and she'd passed my contact information along. Now, we don't know this person, although we are about to meet her, but we're definitely aware of her husband. His name is Jefferson Peralezes, and his face should be familiar if you've been paying attention to the media billboards scattered all around Night City. He's the guy who's been shooting up his office with a 45 as a demonstration of what he's going to do to the corporations who have a stranglehold on Night City politics. Assuming, of course, he's successful in his quest to become the next mayor of Night City.
Hello, we haven't met. I'm Elizabeth. My husband and I, we need a somewhat delicate matter handled. We think you could help.
Why call me of all people? Any particular reason?
You came recommended.
Yeah, who by?
I'd rather not say, not over the phone. Is there any way we could meet, discuss some details?
Sure, let's do that.
I'll send you the address. See you.
Thus begins the quest, I Fought the Law. And it's a fairly significant quest in the game's storyline. Even though it's not tied directly to the main plot, you are going to be meeting a whole bunch of very important characters as a result of this initial meeting with the Peralezes.
Okay.
Hello, V. I'm Jefferson Peralezes. You've already spoken with Elizabeth, my wife.
Peralezes. The one running for mayor of Night City.
The one.
So the one who was DA until recently, but just vaulted into a seat on the city council.
I gather you now understand why discretion is of the utmost importance.
So, what do you got for me?
Carter, let's go.
Straight to the matter at hand, huh?
I mean, I guess we could chat up the weather or debate where they serve the best ramen. All the same to me, but...
Fair enough. To business it is. Elizabeth?
Well, as you're probably aware, Mayor Lucius Rhyne recently passed.
We want to know how, why, whatever else is pertinent.
As far as I remember, someone tried to zero Rhyne a few days before his death.
The NCPD sees no link. They're saying it was a random cyber-psycho attack.
Claiming the mayor died of natural causes.
Causes unrelated to the attack. It's in the official reports. Rhyne died at home due to a cardio implant malfunction.
Makes you think the cops got it wrong. Got any evidence?
Shortly before Rhyne passed, he made cuts in the NCPD budget. Perhaps got on someone's bad side that way.
In any case, we have the cyber-psycho attack on a BD.
Our chief of security scanned it but didn't find anything out of the ordinary, so to speak. We need a braindance editor, a real one. It's raw footage.
The braindance. It has to be back where it belongs today, or a lot of people will be in a lot of trouble. If you agree to help, you can see it right now.
All right. See what I can do.
Excellent. We'd be happy with any find that would clarify things, alleviate lingering doubts.
Well, what do we got here?
Question is, what are you doing here?
My brain too, isn't it?
Well, actually, no, Johnny. That's kind of the problem, isn't it?
And this time, don't go scrolling every ass you see. Eyes on the mayor. Stuff belongs to City Hall. Let's make it PG.
So, we're watching this from the perspective of one of the mayor's security people who've been set up with a braindance recorder. Presumably, they're using it to record the mayor's speeches, his interactions with the media, the public, the rest of the city council, blah-de-blah, whatever. Presumably they're doing this on the off chance that they catch anything that might be useful in the mayor's efforts to get himself re-elected. So we're just going to let it play out, and then we'll start editing and looking for clues. So who's this?
Hold it! Stop right there!
He's a badge. Undercover detective.
Slow your roll!
River Ward, NCPD.
Police. Let him in?
Let him wait.
It's important. Gotta speak to the mayor's chief of security.
Preem, do it after the conference.
And there's another guy coming in right there who didn't set off the security alert. Which makes that very surprising. Detective Ward is the one who shoots him. And presumably now we're going to fade to black as the security guy with the braindance recorder expires on the carpet. Right. Let's see what we can see. Let's start by rewinding. And let's take a look at the would-be assassin first. Switch to the editor and see what we can see.
Could have chromed half the city with what he was packing.
Probably what happened. Body disappeared from the morgue, sight unseen. And then some pig got himself a new set of wheels and an ugly-ass suit.
Know that? We're just talking out your ass again.
Once you've seen all I've seen, don't need to know things to know them. People are the same everywhere.
Okay, it's coming at your ass.
And rewind it a little further for the next visual clue.
Terminal crashed right as he went through the gate. Yeah, glitch was no accident.
Nah, seen stranger coincidences. Like when you bang some chick and then her sister later, same night. And it turns out they're both sisters of God.
That really happened to you?
Nah, but it could've.
Yeah, Johnny's just being a dick for the sake of it. It is no coincidence that the security software crashed the second a guy loaded with enough chrome to take out the entire room walked through the security scanner. Rewind a little further to see what else we can see. Something to do with a doorway at the other end of the office.
They left literally seconds before the attack. That looks planned, like it was done on purpose.
That or the psycho saw his chance and took it. Don't get paranoid on me.
It is more than a little suspicious that the mayor's deputy and the chief of security both leave seconds before the attack, but it could have been a coincidence.
Who's the Hulk guy?
No idea, those ass clowns are all the same.
Well, he's the deputy mayor, but beyond that, don't know anything about him. There are a couple of things to investigate on the audio layer, though.
Second conference in 3 days. No idea what this blitz is for.
That's why I'm mayor and you're not. Now's when we need the visibility.
You're spreading yourself too thin.
I'll rest tonight. My room at the Red Queen's race is ready.
Yes, of course.
Good. Now go. Gotta practice.
Red Queen's race. Cause any inner synapse zaps?
Sure, bunch of old Brit farts in powdered wigs shouting, "Off with their heads!"
You know, you're allowed to say you don't have a clue. Well.
Alright, so Holt didn't pick that moment to leave. The mayor actually dismissed him. So
right there.
The fact that he left seconds before the attack was just a coincidence. It might be worth pointing out, as we skip to the next clue on the audio layer, that back during the Fourth Corporate War, Mayor Lucius Rhyne was Councillor Lucius Rhyne, and it was him calling in the Arasaka Corporation and granting them certain freedoms within the city that allowed Night City to remain an independent city. The presence of the Arasaka Corporation's aircraft carrier in Coronado Bay persuaded the Militech Armoured Division camped outside Night City that it might not be a good idea to kick things off after all. And it was that got Lucius Rhyne elected as mayor in the first place, a position he's held ever since. It does mean, of course, that he's completely in the pocket of the Arasaka Corporation, something that we saw earlier during the heist at Kenpeki Plaza as we were navigating through the various different hotel rooms in order to get the flathead bot into the air ventilation systems. We saw the mayor engaged in a meeting with various different Arasaka representatives talking about how best to bankroll his re-election. One final clue on the audio layer though, and it seems to be coming from the would-be assassin.
Dream, do it after the conference.
The tune. Don't recognize it.
Tune?
What he's humming.
Wouldn't call that a tune.
He's really into it.
Right, well, that seems to be all we're getting. I guess I should deliver my analysis to the Peralezes family. Not entirely sure why they're interested. They suspect an NCPD plot. I'm not convinced, but it's not out of the question.
You're here. Fantastic. So, did you see anything suspicious? Anything at all? Or are we paranoid?
You're going to have to forgive me for a minute while I try to stand up, because it's unfortunate that the skip ahead in conversation button is exactly the same as the crouch and stand button. There, done. Standing up again. Good. Because I hate having conversations with people's dicks.
Whole thing stinks worse than Coronado Bay in July.
Huh. So suspicions confirmed. Any questions at this point?
Cop who saved Rhyne. Know anything about him?
Detective River Ward. Good guy. We worked a few cases together. You want to talk to him? I'll put you in touch.
Mayor's Hustle. The NCPD?
No. All handpicked by Holt. And on a corpse payroll. But there are ex-cops among them.
Anyone else besides Rhyne's detail have access to the terminal?
NCPD. That's it.
Sheesh, Ward had great timing. Either has crazy good luck or had a source. Got good info. I'm gonna need some of each.
Well said.
Sending you his deeds. If you need anything else, let us know. We'll help.
Right, so I guess I need to speak to Detective Ward. I'm not sure why the Peralezes are convinced that the Night City Police Department have any kind of involvement in the mayor's death. I mean, at this point, it's not even clear that he was murdered. He died as a result of a cardiac implant malfunction a couple of days after the attack. I mean, the theory that the Night City PD were pissed because the mayor had cut their budget isn't out of the question, but, well, it wouldn't have been the first time he'd done it. In fact, there's a story about some of the NCPD budget cuts that's really amusing in a thoroughly depressing and, yeah, this probably could and is happening in the real world kind of way. You have to understand that the NCPD is actually run for profit by a private contractor. And at one point in the past, I'm not sure exactly when, but probably not that long ago, in the game's timeline, when the NCPD was consistently failing to turn a healthy profit, as well as slashing their budget by a third, the mayor fired the police commissioner and replaced him with somebody who used to run the accounts at an Arasaka factory. The first thing that the new commissioner did was cut all street patrols by half and put those officers to work doing things like writing traffic tickets instead. The immediate results of this were twofold. First, the NCPD started to actually turn a profit for the first time in its history. And secondly, but less importantly to the people running things, street crime skyrocketed out of control. This was not actually considered to be something of a problem, because what it meant was that corporations that specialised in providing private security, like Arasaka, suddenly started making money hand over fist, as anybody who could afford private security bought private security. This was great news for Arasaka, it was great news for the mayor who was getting kickbacks from Arasaka, it was great news for the new police commissioner. Not such great news for anybody who couldn't afford private security and for whom the Night City Police Department could now no longer be relied on to provide any kind of security on the streets. It wasn't great news for the NCPD rank and file either, the poor badgers who still patrolled the streets and had to try to maintain order with only 2/3 of the budget that they had previously, which had already been inadequate. So the idea that the NCPD don't like the mayor very much is probably spot on, but that's nothing new. Anyway, if we're going to get anywhere pursuing this line of investigation, the first thing that we're going to have to do is speak to Detective Ward. So, I've arranged to meet him here at the Chubby Buffalo's barbecue, and in case you're wondering, this is on a separate playthrough where I was playing a female character with a corporate background.
Someone here to see you, looks like.
Wonder what about?
You River Ward?
In the flesh. V, right? My partner, Detective Hun.
Okay. Thanks for agreeing to meet.
You really intend to work with a merc?
Don't know what I intend just yet. Now I'm gonna see if I hear anything new about Rhyne's death.
You back on that? Boss already told you to drop it. I can say it again. You know he hates to say things twice. And if you couldn't give a rat's fat ass about any of that, heed my advice. As your friend, let the case go.
See me do anything? Just sitting here sipping coffee, listening to gossip.
Fine. Do what you want. I'm not about to be part of this. Gotta go get my little girl anyway. And you two at least find a quieter corner. Wouldn't want to be overheard.
Okay. Talk.
See, Detective Han's not a fan of edge runners.
Don't take it personally. Detective Han's not a fan of anybody, except his daughter. You wanted to talk?
For the attack, you wanted to talk to Rhyne's hustle. Get some info to him. What was it?
Let me ask you a question first. Why do you got your nose in this? Who hired you?
Liz Peralezes hired me. And her husband, Jefferson.
The presumed future mayor. Guess I could have seen that coming. You know what? Han was right. Acoustics are a little too good in here. Got my car outside.
Okay, sure.
I probably shouldn't have told him who hired me. You know, professional discretion and all that, but I don't know, he seems on the level. I get the feeling I can actually trust this guy. I have been incredibly wrong before, of course. He could easily be up to his eyeballs in it. Well, I've made my choice now. Let's see what he has to say.
Some of the boys from the precinct saw Horvath around Arroyo, shooting up dumpsters, hollering how he's got to meet with the mayor. Brought him in.
Brought who in?
Peter Horvath. Cyber psycho who attacked the mayor later. They took him downtown, but then he got lost before they could get his statement.
Said he got lost. How's that happen? What's it mean?
It means someone didn't want him counting roaches in a cell that day. And before you ask me, no. I got no idea who. My turn. Why's Peralezes looking at this now? Why does he want it done unofficial, on the hush-hush?
I don't know. I'm investigating the mayor, not my employer.
As I see it, Peralezes is out to smear Holt.
So he thinks Holt's involved?
Dunno. But even if he's not, a murdered mayor isn't great optics for his deputy.
That would make sense. Smear the guy you're running against.
Peralezes could just be scared.
Doesn't want the job of a guy who just got carried out feet first.
Who would? Red Queen's race. Heard anything about it? Know what it is?
Maybe I have. Maybe I do. It got anything to do with Rhyne?
Guy was headed there the day he died.
Fine. We're gonna see my CI. All I've heard is some fancy-ass club. No idea where to even look for it. See, I might know. Then we'll go talk to the woman Horvath worked for. Or actually, we could see her first. Up to you.
Whatever. We're going to be doing them both anyway, so... Wait, what do you mean we?
Sorry, we?
Can't shake this case. Something's up. Just look how quickly it was closed. This way, you can get your job done, while I find evidence that gets my chief to reopen the case. Win-win. So, where to first?
Let's go see your informer. Club's a better lead.
Fine with me.
I have to admit, it is mighty suspicious that the guy who attempted to assassinate the mayor was arrested by the NCPD while running around shooting up dumpsters and threatening that he was going to kill the mayor, and then they just kind of lost him.
My guy works here. You go talk to him. I'll wait outside. Tell him Igor says hi. He'll know what it's about.
He's your CI. Doesn't know me.
Well, last we met it didn't go so well. For him. People he ratted out got wind of it. I think you got a better chance of getting him to talk without me. At least voluntarily.
Alright. Wait here then.
So maybe the Peralezes' idea that the NCPD are actually up to no good isn't entirely out of the question. I mean, Jefferson Peralez was the DA. He knows the NCPD. Oh, this place is delightful, isn't it? So where's this,
You're looking for,
Oh, there he is.
general inspiration or something specific? Because I can help with both.
Igor says hi.
Fuck, no. Said I was done. I was out.
Well, that didn't go exactly as planned. Oh, great. I can't get through the door. Oh, there he goes. This way, I suppose.
Hey!
Right, so basically River used me as bait to flush him out. Nice.
Relax. Just got one question to ask you. Nothing to see here, sir. Come on, ghost, I said.
Leave me alone, got it? Can't make me do a damn thing.
You really want to put that theory to the test?
We can, actually. And we will.
Just tell us where to find Red Queen's race.
I don't know.
You work retail, right? So you should be able to count to 2. 2 of us, 1 of you. Tell us what we want to know. You won't need to learn what it feels like not to have the upper hand. At least not the hard way.
All right, fine, chill. It's outside city limits, near the river, Benita Street area.
You been there?
Made some deliveries. Goods. Sometimes peeps. I got no idea why you want to go poking around there. Club's empty. They shut it all down.
Shut it down? Before or after Mayor Rhyne died?
Soon after, I guess.
Thanks, Neil.
My shit luck!
Well. That's what I call a breakthrough. Seems promising, but I'd still hit that market.
Market?
Horvath's employer, one I mentioned before. I just wouldn't let that lead drop.
Okay. Let's go see this market of yours.
We gonna take my car?
Sure. Thanks.
It is mighty suspicious that the club that the mayor went to on the night that he died shut down the day after he died. Gee, I wonder if those 2 events are related.
A good 90% of any detective's job is talking. But you know that already. Must say, you're kinda natural.
And the other 10%? What's it consist of?
Writing reports.
So, who are we supposed to talk to? Cyberpsycho's boss, you said?
Christine Markov, 42. File has her as Horvath's sole employer. Sole contact, too, actually. Come on, V.
You Christine Markov? We have some questions.
You badges?
NCPD. This is Detective Ward.
What do you want?
Petar Horvath. No, he worked here.
Yeah, he did. Then he stopped working, started making fucking speeches all the time.
Horvath make good scratch here? Could have bought this whole market with the chrome he was packing.
Oh yeah, made scads on scads here. Motherfucking millionaire, like we all are.
So where'd he get the eddies? Know anything?
Look, if I knew, I wouldn't be here selling scop to tower trash. I'd get myself an AV, fly my fucking slim ass out of here. Peter showed up one day with all that. Extra worked up, too. Whacked enough that I asked him where he got it. He said somebody finally seen what he was worth. And then he launched right into one of his tirades.
When did the weird behavior actually start?
When you're talking about Peter, weird doesn't mean what it means to everybody else. Horvath never was completely normal. But the post-jail Horvath versus the pre-jail Horvath, gonks both, but completely different gonks.
These speeches, what did he have to say?
Rhyne, corpse got him by the balls and cock, but he still managed to fuck me. His motto.
Why do you have it in for the mayor?
Ha! Looking for reason in that whack job? Probably thought Rhyne was talking to him through the TV, promising all sorts of shit, then ceasing to give a fuck. Look, I told you what I think. In Horvath's world, everybody was out to get him. Lucius Rhyne was out to fuck him, then get him.
So as Horvath saw it, who else had it in for him?
Besides Rhyne? Madame President, mostly. Then Arasaka, the Giza, and when he died, it was his son's turn. Would that be all, detectives? You're spooking my clientele.
Somebody'd finally seen what he was worth. Horvath had sponsors.
We might have guessed as much.
Might seem like we didn't get a lot out of that. Sometimes intel makes sense once you've got some context. Say, for instance, somebody says they got a headache. Minor detail. Means nothing, right? Usually, sure. But then the guy waltzes straight into oncoming traffic. Neighbor remembers someone had worked on the air conditioner in the guy's unit. Guy whose head always hurt. Accident? Coincidence? Or maybe air-dispersed poison. A deliberate hit.
You actually caught a case like that?
No. Made it up. Still proves my point. Oh, great. Let me handle this, V. Step aside, Lug. Your boyfriend got sent up for years. Doubt you.
I've got better things to do with my time than standing around taking shit from these douche canoes.
Fuck off, kitty claws.
V.
Fuck off!
Let's get this part.
And what would Sir care to select from today's menu? I think you will find the Synapse Burnout is a particularly fine vintage.
Told you I'd handle it.
Oops, sorry.
Walking the streets with you? Downright unsafe. Got a beef with all gangs or just the Tigers?
I'm a cop. What do you think? Gotta report this. Okay, Red Queen's race now. First I gotta clean up the mess you made. We'll meet there.
By the way, just as another little point of trivia, the gangbanger who just tried to slice me up with a katana, you notice how he sped up dramatically right as combat was initiated? That's a form of neural hardwiring that dramatically speeds up your reflexes, and there are two types of neural hardwiring available in the world of Cyberpunk. One's called Kerensnikov, and the other one's called Sandevistan, with Kerensnikov being the most popular because it's the cheapest. The reason is the cheapest isn't just because it's Russian, it's always on. Once you've got Kerensnikov neural hardwiring installed, you can never turn it off. It's on all the time, speeding up your reflexes until you have it surgically removed. Sandevistan neural hardwiring, on the other hand, can be activated on demand whenever you need it and then turned off. So, if you have Kerensnikov neural hardwiring, you are basically living life as if you're in the Matrix bullet time. It's probably therefore no great surprise that in the overwhelming majority of cyberpsychosis cases, the victim had some form of Kerensnikov neural hardwiring installed. It's probably worth pointing out, however, that that's not the way it works here in Cyberpunk 2077. That was the way that it worked in the pen and paper RPG upon which this game is based. It wouldn't be possible. Well, it would be possible, but it wouldn't be particularly pleasant to have it work that way here in the computer game. Imagine what it would be like trying to play the game where everything around you appeared to be running 10 times slower than normal. In Cyberpunk 2077, they've made it work slightly differently. Kerensnikov neural hardwiring gets fitted into your nervous system and is usually triggered either when you enter combat, depending on how expensive the mod you've installed is, or triggered when certain circumstances occur, such as when you dodge, for example, time slows down by 30%. Sandevistan neural hardwiring, on the other hand, fits into the operating system slot, which does mean that if you're going to run Sandevistan neural hardwiring, you can't fit a cyberdeck, you're not going to be able to use any quick hacks or any netrunner skills, because there's only one operating system slot, and if you've got any neural hardwiring in there, you can't use a cyberdeck. But before we head off to the Red Queen's race to see if any evidence survived the club being shut down and sanitised, there is one other little incident that occurs here in the Cherry Blossom Market that I thought was kind of amusing and you might enjoy seeing.
Hey you there! Hey, you dig brain dances? Hey, feast your optics right here, yo! Got the meanest, primest shit ever scrolled!
What have you got?
For you, girl, best the Night City has to offer.
And that would be...
the most Nova-spec, geeked out, turned up virtue you ever seen. Man, I'm talking like transcendental.
Where's it from? You got a license for exclusive distribution in Night City?
Come on, man. Ain't nobody bothered with that shit. Know why? Cause the stuff I got's way too legit to be legit. Feel me?
Alright, let's see what you... 16,000 eddies? What the fuck?
Alright. You got my attention.
Nah. Knew you couldn't resist. Virtue's all yours. Couple more eddies, you could use my plate.
No need. I've got my own wreath.
Of course you do. It's probably top shelf, latest firmware too, right? You see, this Virtue's approaching vintage grade. I doubt you'll be able to run it.
I'll try running it on my own first. If that doesn't work, I'll be back.
Hey, ain't no problem. You know where to find me.
Look, I'm not stupid. I know this is a scam. But I'm curious to see where it leads. So let's have a look. Where's this brain dance I just paid 16,000 eddies for? Yep, sure enough. Incompatible with my rig.
Unknown file format. Huh. Great. You're right. My tech doesn't read it for some reason.
Told you so! Backwards compatibility's a bitch, ain't it? So we tried out my rig? I promise you it'll fire on every damn cylinder. Of course it'll cost you a little extra.
No more bullshit. I want my eddies back.
Hey now, let's not be jumping no guns here. I'm telling you, we can run it on my rig, no problem.
Oh yeah? What's next? Using your toothbrush? Borrowing your underwear? Give me my eddies back now.
Damn, man. Girl's got anger management issues. Here.
Try ripping me off again and I'll rip out your fucking optics.
So that's one way you can go. You got your money back, no harm, no foul. On the other hand, if you are incredibly stupid and gullible, you can give him another 4,000 eddies and try to watch this brain dance on his rig. So let's try that one again, shall we?
Unknown file format. Huh. Great. You're right. My tech doesn't read it for some reason.
Told you so! Backwards compatibility's a bitch, ain't it? So we tried out my rig? I promise you it'll fire on every damn cylinder. Of course, it'll cost you a little extra.
This virtue better be worth all this trouble.
Chill, girl, chill. Satisfaction or your money back guaranteed, all right? Now, come on.
Go where exactly?
To my rig, yo. Where else? Not like I carry that shit on me.
So, sure, we'll just follow this guy into some dark and secluded back alley. I'm sure nothing could possibly go wrong. What do you think, Akazuki? Is this an incredibly stupid thing to do?
Hey, this is my rig. Hey, take all the time you need.
Akazuki thinks this is an incredibly stupid thing to do, and she's just a cat.
Just like me, isn't it? Getting trapped in the brain of Night City's dumbest merc.
If you do find yourself in this situation, it's kind of difficult to argue with him.
What happened?
Look around and connect the dots.
Scabs. Shit. Oh, can't believe I got conned.
So your brain isn't completely fried to a crisp. That's good. Time to wake up, because you're about to be breakfast.
Yep, all those urban legends about waking up in a bath full of ice cubes with your kidneys removed. That's basically what happened here. If you're dumb enough to fall for it. The good news is that you wake up before the scavengers rip your implants out and dump your body in, well, a dumpster. Unfortunately, you have just climbed out of a bathtub buck naked, so you've got no equipment, but because they haven't yet ripped out your implants, well, things like your mantis blades, if you have them, are still here. And your cyber deck, if you have one installed, is also still fully functional. So I'm just going to hit these clown shoes with a breach protocol, lower their defences, and then follow it up, once it's cooled down, with the good old contagion quick hack. Getting that refund is kind of high on my list of priorities, but I can't help but wonder what River over there was doing while the scavs were hustling me out of this back alley. Right. Where's my stuff?
Should have asked if he had any used hypos for sale, too. What could go wrong?
Not now, Johnny.
Прижите ее, и я проставлюсь!
Desfile gasó!
Right. Yes, Akazuki. I know you warned me this was going to happen. I'm doing this for science, okay? Okay. Well, that appears to be the last of them. Now, where's my stuff? Ah, there it is. Right. I think I need to go and see a man about a brain dance. I wonder if he's dumb enough to still be in the same place.
Well, well, looks like fortune favors the stupid, too. Now what?
I'm gonna ask for a refund.
And while getting that refund is quite high on my list of priorities, I can't help but wonder why it was that Detective Sergeant Ward over there didn't detect the kidnapping that was happening right in front of him.
I'd like a refund.
Oh, holy shit, girl! You good? Hey, after you booted up that virtue, you started glitching out and...
Save your breath. You conned me. You knew what you were doing. You want to know what I do, though?
Now hold up, yo. Let's all be chill for a second.
Wait, my options are let him go or let him go.
You've got an hour to get out of Night City and never look back.
Oh, my sweet fucking Jesus! Thank you! I knew you could...
Shut the fuck up. I wasn't finished. If I ever see your face again, I'll gut you and string you up by your insides. Understand? Now start walking.
Where was option 3? Gut him and string him up by his insides. Well, I suppose the police are watching. Maybe that wouldn't have been such a good idea. But, well, Detective Ward didn't detect the kidnapping that was happening right in front of him either, so maybe my chances would have been good. I'm not looking forward to the future investigation at the Red Queen's race with that guy as my backup. And that will be coming up in the next episode. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this one. And as always, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.